All right, let's cross over now to Abuja, where we have our correspondent Demola Lawrence standing by to bring us up to speed with developments out of there. Demola, talk to us. What's happening now in Abuja? What's the situation?
Okay, earlier this morning I was at the National Stadium in Abuja, where, of course, the protest was actually supposed to happen. But we got a wind of that the protesters were actually at Bega under bridge here in Abuja. So we immediately we signaled into action and came here. When we came here, we saw that the police had dispersed the protesters, because I remember that the court had already said where the protesters should gather should be at the National Stadium in Abuja. But they don't want anybody to gather any other place. If you can, my cameraman will just pan. You will see that the police are still sitting down to monitor situation report here, making sure that nobody is actually gathering here for any protests. They were actually dispersed just a few minutes ago here at Underbridge here in Bega at Abuja.
I wonder if you were able to speak with any of the protesters before they dispersed on why they chose to gather at Bega Underbridge as against their designated spots by the courts.
Yeah, we were not able to do that because immediately we came, the police just swing into action and make sure that they didn't allow them gather enough. Because from what we heard is that the protesters were going to gather from here and march down to the National Stadium, but they were not. They didn't allow them gather enough, so they were dispersed immediately.
All right. We'll definitely keep tabs with you for more developments out of Abuja. Thank you, Demola. All right, let's get back to the studio for our conversation. We still have our guests with us, and I'll need them to quickly respond to some of the things that we have said, talking about, for instance, Abuja now. The protesters went to gather at Bega Underbridge, which is not a spot designated by the court. And they're saying that maybe that was a convergence point from what our correspondent was saying, to move. But the police was able to disperse them peacefully.